Hi there, I'm Daryl. You know, that retired guy? This is just a quick update video for those people who've been following the convoy protests that happened last year in Ottawa here, the Freedom Convoy. Yeah, that retired guy was there, and if you're interested, you can check out some of the videos. I also got a chance to ride in Rolling Thunder last year. That was really cool. Anyway, for folks that are wondering what's happening about the second annual Freedom Convoy or any kind of a reunion, well, things are not looking so good. I heard there was one planned for Ottawa, but then it was moved to Winnipeg, and I think the Ottawa police said vehicle-based protests will not be allowed to enter the downtown core or in areas of national significance. Well, there you go. But personally, I'm not sure that we even need the trucks. Last year, they were kind of symbolic because, you know, those out-of-work truckers, because of the government mandates, what else are they going to do? They figure they might as well park their trucks on Wellington as in their own driveways. But for the rest of us, I mean, we could still meet up. And in Ottawa, we don't need the vehicles. The thing is, there don't seem to be any organizers willing to stick their necks out and try and bring this thing together. I mean, who can blame them? Our government sure managed to silence all those dissenting voices. I mean, the violence that they brought to us peaceful protesters by using that Emergencies Act, it brought a cold, dark chill over the whole country. I mean, bank accounts were frozen and organizers were arrested and jailed, and everyone who supported the Freedom Convoy was demonized by our own Prime Minister. I mean, it's a wonder anyone is willing to speak out against the government. Anyway, the last I heard, that Winnipeg protest, it's still planned for February 17th. I think it's called the World Unity Convoy 2023. I'll put a link in the comment section down below. Now, I wish them luck, and I hope it happens. I'm sure all those brave souls that show up, it's going to be another peaceful, loving reunion, just like it was last year. But whether this happens or not, Canadians must never forget the call for freedom that our truckers sent around the world. We came together in the freezing cold last winter to protest a government that was eroding our rights and freedoms, a government that even refused to come and listen to what we had to say. Now, the Freedom Convoy is something I'll never forget. It's one of the most uplifting and joyous things that my family ever experienced. That winter, we were emerging from a series of really totalitarian lockdowns and mandates, and when we arrived at the protest, there was a real sense of community and hope for a return to the freedoms that were lost. Now, this year, we saw the inquiry into the imposition of the Emergencies Act. It's a small step towards unwinding the government's overreach, but I don't hold out much hope for this politicized judicial process.
I wonder if you could look at that first redaction on the original disclosure and see if you can see the reason for the redaction that's highlighted in the black box there.
It appears to say parliament, irrelevant and parliamentary privilege.
Right, so I'm looking at the irrelevant one. Could you identify on the other side what information was blacked out as irrelevant by your government?
Americans offering tow trucks.
Yeah, and wouldn't you say that discussion of tow trucks was relevant to the discussion we're having here today?
Now, maybe something real will come from this national citizens inquiry. This is being organized by Preston Manning. Now, it's clear to me that our judiciary and the political systems, they're not up to the task. Maybe this independent inquiry, maybe that'll get somewhere. Now, be sure to check out and sign their petition. And again, I'll put the links down below. Now, anyway, as I said, we should never forget or take for granted the hard-won freedoms that we enjoy in Canada. And so with all this uncertainty about any kind of an organized event this year, how can we still show our support or commitment for freedom? Well, Keith Wilson, I don't know if you remember, the lawyer for the Freedom Convoy, he suggested in a recent interview with Viva Fry that we simply make January 29th a day to wave Canadian flags. You know, kind of a Freedom Day. I mean, we might even meet up on overpasses all over the country and wave those flags. What a great idea.
The Freedom Board and others are calling on Canadians on Saturday, the 29th of January, to commemorate the protest by flying a flag on their vehicle, by going, if you want, to stand on that overpass and hold your flag for an hour and let some people honk at you. We're encouraging people to do on that Saturday something, if they feel they want to commemorate the first anniversary of the convoy, to go on Saturday, the 29th of January, which corresponds with when the convoy arrived in Ottawa, and do something individual. There's no plan to organize a new convoy or a new big protest somewhere. These other groups trying to do that kind of thing and they keep collapsing. We're just encouraging Canadians to take that Saturday to reflect on how these Canadians came together to create so much hope that was so desperately needed.
Now that is a great idea. Everyone all over Canada can participate. On January 29th, grab your Canadian flag and wave it proudly. If you want, you can meet up with like-minded people in your community and everybody can come together in a call for freedom. That's what it's all about. Live your best life.